This is Gerhard Berger, the first athlete that was sponsored by Red Bull in 1989. Many more athletes, teams and events would follow and helped to build one of the strongest sports brands in the world that sells billions of cans each year. Red Bull has almost become synonymous with extreme sports and is expanding rapidly in traditional sports like football. Everyone knows how they make money, at least since some guys made a viral video about it. But Red Bull's sports marketing goes way beyond Formula One and extreme sports. This is David Walsh, the first esports athlete that Red Bull took under contract back in 2006. While everyone is talking about the rise of esports nowadays, Red Bull was once more ahead of its time and placed a bet on esports when other brands were still figuring out how to build a website. And here's how they did it. Our first video about Red Bull's business model explained that almost all of their revenue is still generated by selling the energy drink. Although they invest heavily in professional sport teams and athletes, most of that is marketing spend and not creating any profits in itself. To understand the full scope of their esports strategy, let's break down Red Bull's marketing approach with traditional sports. Red Bull is famous for its unorthodox sporting events. If a normal running event is too boring, how about running up a ski jump hill? Or if you prefer going downhill, you could join the Crashed Ice Challenge and skate down an ice track, vertical drops included. Red Bull is very inventive when it comes to creating new sporting events, but they all have one thing in common. They fit the brand image of taking things to the edge. Not less important for that brand image are Red Bull's sponsored athletes. The company has over 800 athletes across over 90 sports under contract. Famous examples: Blake Griffin, Max Verstappen or Neymar. Besides individual athletes, Red Bull has increased its investments in sport teams in recent years. Most prominent in Formula One, but they also run ice hockey and football teams. Running professional sport teams also enables Red Bull to offer substantial infrastructure to their individual athletes like massage therapy or performance diagnostics. To fully leverage their athletes, teams and events, Red Bull creates high-quality media content in various formats. And in contrast to other beverage brands, Red Bull produces most of their content themselves. They even run their own production called the Red Bull Media House. It is actually not only a production, but a multi-platform media company. That means they also own and manage the channels to distribute their content. For example, the TV channel Servus TV and several print magazines, not mentioning all the social media accounts of Red Bull with millions of followers. That marketing machinery of events, athletes, teams, high-quality content and media outlets builds the foundation for Red Bull's success. And the company applies the same winning recipe in esports. By signing David Walsh in 2006, Red Bull extended their athlete portfolio to professional video game players, which was an unprecedented step for a major brand at that time. They are now very well established in the world of esports and have more than 30 athletes across 10 disciplines on contract. Pro gamers are now fully integrated into Red Bull's athlete program and benefit from best practices and insights that Red Bull collected in other sports. For example, the pro gamers train side by side with professional athletes at the Red Bull Athlete Performance Center near Salzburg, where they get access to nutritionists, psychologists, trainers, and everything else they need to professionalize their sport. The way Red Bull works with us is pretty much the same as how they work with their traditional athletes, says Ryan Pessoa, a professional FIFA player that signed with Red Bull in 2018. Gaming professionally can be stressful, so it's great to be able to focus on lifestyle improvements that can help in and outside of the game. Of course, these benefits are not only enjoyed by individual esports pros, but also by clubs. Red Bull used to be hesitant to officially sponsor esports teams, but changed their approach when they signed Team Solomid and Cloud9 in 2015. The sponsorships were eventually discontinued because Red Bull rather focused on their in-house esports teams. And of course, in 2017, they officially signed OG, the only team to ever be crowned World Dota 2 champions twice. The team even has the Red Bull as part of their logo, similar to the football clubs RB Leipzig or New York Red Bulls. But instead of competing in the Bundesliga or Champions League, Red Bull's esports teams can compete at Red Bull's own esports tournaments. Also with events, the company stays true to its approach from other sports and creates extreme events that tend to be different. For example, Red Bull Kumite, a Street Fighter tournament in a steel cage, or Red Bull Player One and Red Bull Guardians, both creating new modes for League of Legends and Dota 2 respectively. Besides experimenting and creating new event modes, Red Bull also hosts many grassroots and amateur tournaments with heavy investments and production values that are usually only seen at major competitions. Because esports is still in its infancy, Red Bull is able to have an even greater impact than with traditional sports and shape the leagues and events according to its sponsorship needs. All these investments over a long period show that Red Bull is serious about their esports program. And it gives the brand a lot of authenticity that is vital for successful sports marketing in any sport. One of the reasons Red Bull has had so much success in esports is that they came into the scene before it was massive and they've stayed, says Pessoa. They are invested in gaming in the same way they are invested in sport, and I think that's great for esports as a whole. A good example of how Red Bull pushes esports is when they bring together stars from other sports to meet with their pro gamers, like Pessoa playing FIFA 20 against Trent Alexander-Arnold. This collaboration between gaming and sports also merges the audiences and creates visibility for esports among new demographics. Although considering the rapid growth, pro gaming might not even need that kind of support. While the esports boom is smashing viewership records, the number of households with cable TV has fallen. With television and other traditional media consumption at all-time lows, gaming has been steadily growing and reaching more and more consumers. There aren't just more people playing games, but tons of people consuming the digital content surrounding it on platforms like YouTube and Twitch. Brands, taking a traditional approach to marketing to millennials, face additional complexities, drawn from the fact that mobile devices have put a limitless number of distractions into the pockets of nearly everyone in the modern world. Brand messages compete with the noise of push notifications, live streams, and subreddits that consumers engage with every day. Meanwhile, gaming viewership has grown to reach over 600 million viewers. It is no wonder that brands like Red Bull are investing in esports to reach their core target groups. It could be argued that the energy drink as a product is actually a much better fit for a gamer than for athletes from traditional sports where physical fitness plays a more important role. The consumption of Red Bull doesn't make a lot of sense for endurance athletes, for instance, but for gamers it might work in some cases. Again, authenticity is key in marketing. And Red Bull managed to build a very authentic positioning in the world of esports by early investments in grassroots events and consistency in their partnerships. They established themselves as a major player with the same strategy they used in traditional and extreme sports. The company owns the whole content value chain and is therefore able to create and control their brand image and make us believe that it gives us wings. Whether while parachuting, skiing, or playing video games. But in the end, they still just sell cans. We, on the other hand, don't sell anything, but if you want to support us, you can become an Athletic Interest patron. Be the first to hear our first episode of our new podcast about Red Bull and get a shout out, like our newest MVP, Gatsby DKDC. Thanks a lot for your support.